Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Oxygen Not Included here with the One Duplicant Challenge. And in the previous episode we finally launched our rocket, which is currently in space, and we are about to reveal most of the space around our planetoid. In the comment section you made me aware of that I misplaced the door and now it is actually shut down, preventing my duplicant from going about his day smoothly. I feel like it's not quite bedtime and I might be able to remove that. Let's also open up the door just to be sure. Am I gonna do it? The door opened up. Why did it open up? That is so weird. That shouldn't happen, right? It's a red wire. Is it just because I deconstructed it? Wait, you have to open up the door. Open it up and then eat something. Jeez, okay. The pooping part here is actually essential. You cannot leave your duplicants without a toilet because otherwise they are just going to accumulate radiation and they're going to have a really bad time. Also, what you can do, I'm not going to do it, but you can do it during space, is disable the rocket control station. The autopilot will take over and the duplicant is not going to waste too much time using the control station instead of other machinery. Oh, another thing I totally forgot to do is enable the excellent fruit for Nathan, so he can actually go ahead and eat something. Also, I almost forgot to set up the atmos sensor here. Below 1500 grams we want to get a green signal. This way at least our oxygen production here is gonna work, and this is gonna go above the 1500 grams and therefore shut down the door again. Now check this out, the piloting skill goes up really quickly. This is actually insane. Yeah, I need to increase my piloting skill. I did not know the rocket platform actually does this. I mean, it is quite logical, but that was insanity. If we get a high piloting skill, we might be able to fly a lot faster. I think at this point I'm gonna keep flying to the next destination, the next tile, and we might actually find our third planetoid. Something else you made me aware of is that if we have our duplicant here, the second duplicant that is our prisoner, then we are losing the alone traits, which gives us +4 to all stats. Yeah, Gene here technically doesn't need to live on this planetoid. I was kind of thinking of making a rocket just for them, and we're gonna have them in space most of the time. And just before we launch a rocket, we get them to come back to the planetoid so we don't lose. You also mentioned in the comments, once you accept the losing condition, the printing pod is going to be disabled. So there is actually a really bad consequence to this. Here's our first question mark. What is it going to be? A demolished rocket. Interesting. So we can collect artifacts quite easily from space. I mean, that's an easy round trip for even a carbon dioxide rocket. If we have a look at my duplicant's morale, you can see we have plenty, and the reason for that is the Lost Cycles decor. And just imagine if we ate berry sludge instead of the grizzly meal, this would give us even a greater boost. But considering all of that, I'm gonna spend my points into the science stuff. This way I will be able to use the telescope even quicker. I mean, just check this out. This is how much time it takes to discover one tile. That is incredible. Let's have a quick look at the duplicant stats here. We have piloting 3 so far. Construction is at 36, excavation 48, but that is also with the bonuses and everything. Machinery 24, athletics 88, then science 25, cuisine 14, medicine 4, strength 24, creativity 4. What else do we have? Agriculture 11 and husbandry 4. Yeah, looking at this and our cycle count, I might increase the amount of experience we gain per skill, because I do spend a lot of time in this playthrough off camera, and if things get done quicker, that is the goal of this series. Aha, there we go. We actually discovered a second planetoid, and it is Orzista. If we have a look at that, tungsten volcano. Nice, that is something we don't have access to just yet. There's a slime biome, a jungle biome, and magma. Okay. We could set up a geothermal power plant and then hook up the tungsten volcano. That's all I really need from this planetoid. I'm still going, and currently it looks like I discovered all the tiles that I can discover with the telescope from this tile, and therefore Nathan switched to the orbital data collection lab. So we're gonna have our little pooping session here. I just love the wall toilet. It is perfect. And then that little drip outside. We're eating a little something. Currently the rocket is on autopilot. Oh, no, there we go. But what I really would like to see is the creation of some data disks. Yeah, there we go. I just love the animation of this machine. It's like the only task the duplicant has is to hold the machine together so it doesn't completely fall apart. And of course the goal here is to produce as many data banks on this journey as duplicantly possible, so when we come back we have at least enough research to get the large petroleum engine. Now I mustn't forget this is the last tile I can actually go to before I have to go back. Otherwise, we're already going to be stranded after our first flight, which would be bad. Oh, look at that. Another planetoid discovered. Kudera. What do we have here? Oh nice, this is actually the Mu-Baum. So this time around it is much closer and more convenient to reach. Now I think one thing I can do to improve this rocket design is maybe set up some plastic tiles here on the top or anything that absorbs the radiation. And we could possibly even do 2 rows, so during the sleep time I'm not going to accumulate any radiation. And we could even do it here, thinking about it. Yeah, I'm assuming my duplicant sits in the center of the machine, even though the animation shows him on the right side. And this way we could prevent even more radiation from incoming, while still maintaining the 4 height requirement of the bedroom. Not that the bedroom contributes anything, the decor here is the most important part, and of course the food if you lack some of the skills. Also, if we have a look at the gases, the goal is basically that the carbon dioxide accumulates here a little bit, and then every time the door opens it has the chance to go over and be replaced by the oxalite. We got a radioactive asteroid field here, where we'll be able to get some uranium and bleachstone. Also over here, if we ever need, there is some algae, even copper ore and sand. There's also an exploded ice giant. Nothing really interesting, maybe methane, but not really. But yeah, at this point we'll have to go back. This is exactly the fuel we have left and we're gonna do that. We explored everything around here, and if we now go into all cardinal directions, well, it's not really cardinal because there are 6 directions, but essentially we're gonna be able to explore all of space except the last 3 layers. And while we're making our way back, I should be using the rocket control station as well as the orbital data collection lab, and we'll be making good progress in that regard. Alrighty, I am back and we are already on the second trip. I went once again through the comments of the previous episode, and there was one suggestion that I would like to try out in terms of getting the mess hall bonus and the toilet bonus. But we're gonna do that when we land the next time. It's gonna be a little bit easier. I went into this direction this time around. We discovered another planetoid that I can now actually oversee because we're passing the orbit. It is the ice planetoid, not a very interesting one at that. It does feature a subsurface ocean but is metal poor, and there's only an iron volcano. I mean, we already got unlimited access to iron, so we're definitely not gonna focus on that planetoid. We have reached the final destination for this trip, and look at that, helium cloud. No, that's not the one I was looking for. Also that one, not interesting. We still didn't find the fullerene. Now let's actually have a proper look at the rocket speed. I want to switch one tile back. Can we fly back? Yeah, we can fly back. So here in the tooltip it says our rocket speed is 1 tile per cycle. However, check this out. Now that I gained some rocket skill, it's only 0.5 cycles. So we doubled the rocket speed by having a skilled pilot, and this is going to become even better. So maybe in the end, because I limited the skills to 100 instead of 20, we might be able to fly across space super quick. And that was the last discoverable tile. Wonderful. We're gonna make our way back to the planetoid and let's have a look inside. I should be crafting some more plastics. Very nice. Yeah, dude, when I started this challenge, I had no idea how influential the piloting skill is. It's so nice that I discover all these things. It's just these large colonies. You miss all these details that are actually quite important. Well, maybe you didn't miss all these details, but I certainly missed the details and I missed a lot of stuff that is happening in the background. So I'm really glad I started this series. Something else you suggested is getting into operating to do the data banks a little bit quicker. Now I'm not sure, could we do everything? I think I'm just gonna try it out. Yeah, looks like we can. And this is now gonna dramatically improve how quickly we can make the data banks. Awesome. In preparation for the remodeling part, I'm already gonna move this storage bin over. Let's deconstruct that. Here it is again, manufactured materials, plastics is what we want to get, and then we're gonna get a door right here. Now I do not have the materials, let me see. We're gonna go for gold eventually, and this is gonna make this here a room as soon as I move the star map location sensor, of course. And I think we could move it right here, so just deconstruct this plastic ladder. Let me see, how did I set this up? It's just not convenient. No, actually it's gonna be more convenient. Yeah, we can just put that right there. And then we hook up the cabling like so. We can get rid of this and that. This is gonna allow us to truly close off the room, and then this should count as a toilet. We are arriving back at the planetoid momentarily. Let's have a look at that landing. Geronimo! Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Quite elegant if you ask me. I now also removed the 2 doors, and we're simply gonna put a door right here, though I don't think I can reach the storage this way. Actually, we can. We would just have to remove this tile, probably. I'm gonna leave it in for now just to see if it works. Actually, we could probably just go ahead and remove this carpeted tile, right? The door we're gonna leave open by default, and then this should be totally possible. And now let's have a look at the rooms. Yeah, check this out. We got a washroom, a mess hall, and a bedroom. This is actually optimal. Well, it's probably not optimal just yet. We can move things around a little bit, but this was quite an improvement. Okay, I think we're done here. The rocket is refueled. I want to go on my next trip. Also got the oxalite in there. That means I'm gonna make my way inside of here, store the oxalite, and let's get this launched. This time around, we move into that direction. Everything looks checked. Okay, let's begin that launch sequence. Oh, yes. How hot are we by now? Just 40 degrees still. Are we losing any heat? No, I don't think so. This has always been a vacuum. I guess it's just gonna take a really long time, which is good. Nathan, unequip that suit. Suit's durability is 0.3%. Okay, we were quite lucky there. But now we keep on exploring and... oh no! I managed to trap the oxalite here because I didn't wait for the storage. I guess we can reverse the Atmos sensor here to open up the door, and then we make this a really high priority. Nathan, go down there and store the oxalite. Thank you. Okay, that was quite an easy fix. Also, I missed the plastic ladder here, but it is not necessary. Let's just leave it out. Rooms are still intact, which means we're gonna be getting quite a few more morale points, but we don't necessarily need anything else here in the rocket. Wonderful, I'm gonna keep on exploring just a tiny little bit, and then I'm gonna be right back. Alrighty, I'm back after 2 more trips, and it looks as though we discovered most of the existing planetoids. The new ones are Obsidio. This one features a niobium volcano, which is quite interesting. I would like to tap into that. Next up we have Hydrini, featuring some water stuff and an aquatic biome, but other than that, not very interesting. Finally, we have Sedimista, which is basically consisting out of regolith. It's one of those planetoids that has the meteor showers. Unfortunately, the rest of space we'll have to discover once we upgrade to the large petroleum rocket. This should allow us to discover all the tiles. Looking at my data banks, we already have 376, which is definitely enough to go for the next research. Let's actually initiate that one. We want to research the petroleum engine. It will actually only require 250 data banks, so the most annoying part about this is going to be to generate enough rat bolts. My suggestion would be to actually either upgrade that system with a nuclear reactor, or we're just going to do something with the Weezeworts, though at the moment I have no replenishable source of phosphorite. Right now, at my current piloting skill, we are already up to a speed of 2.5 tiles per cycle, so it does increase with each piloting skill point you get, at least from the looks of it. The rocket is returning, how wonderful. And I guess we're gonna be starting by refueling everything, though. Are we gonna switch to the large petroleum engine right away? I think so. No, actually we might not. Yeah, I don't know yet. I have to do the research anyways, which is gonna take forever unless we build something that produces the rat bolts a little bit quicker. Yeah, as a matter of fact, 370 point would be ridiculous to produce with this system, so I'm gonna be focusing on the other research stations in order to complete that research. And then in the next episode, we're gonna make something that produces the rat bolts much quicker to effectively conduct some research and maybe in the future even fuel up our rat bolt rockets. But yeah, I would say with that out of the way, we're gonna wrap it up for today's episode. It's probably a shorter one, but there was less stuff that I could show you and talk about. So the next episode, we're gonna be focusing on finishing that research and actually make it convenient for us to fuel the material study. So I might go ahead and actually revamp the system here a little bit to accommodate for that. But with that out of the way, thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. Have a great time and see you in the next one. Bye bye.